Hey everyone, welcome to the 42nd episode of We're All in the Same Boat. I'm your host, Luke Roxwold, and today I am here with Michael.
Hey, what's up?
And John.
Hello.
And as always, you can check us out on SoundCloud and iTunes and leave us a review and tweet at us at WAI... Whoops. Yeah, no, I had it. WAITSB Podcast. Please tweet us. We really like getting messages from you guys. So anybody who does, you're the best fans that we have right now. Welcome everybody to the podcast.
Woo!
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, I'm eating this last piece of chicken.
Yeah, we kind of are starting later than usual, so we have, just a lot of stuff going on outside. I had like an emergency at work happen right before this. Like I had, I was at the grocery store, and we have our website set up so that if something goes wrong, we just start getting emails, and they're just consistently, every time someone hits our website and something goes wrong, we get an email. And so my phone just starts going, I'm like, oh no. So I look and our website got messed up, and so it's only a matter of time before everyone starts going like into the group messages like, oh hey, did everyone realize the website's down? We got to get it back up. And, it was a big deal, and so I just had a slight meltdown. So when you guys said like 6 and then that meltdown happened, it was like, all right, well, that's good to know. Okay, we're good. Michael apparently had a bad day. Do you want to talk about that at all? I know you were just getting started to tell me.
Yeah. So long story short, for my church, we use like backing tracks and some click tracks, and I use Ableton Live for that. And I recorded them and planned them all out a couple weeks ago. I was like, all right, cool, it's ready to go for Easter. Don't gotta worry about it. And then today, I like open my computer, and like every track that I recorded, except for like 2 or 3 synth tracks, said clip deactivated. And even the tracks that I had like purchased and like brought in and stuff, I had to redo everything. So I had to put everything in there and mix it. But I didn't mix it today. I just put it in there and arranged it the way I wanted it. I still got to re-record some stuff, but it was just a pain in the butt. I think I figured out the problem, and I'm gonna get one of my nerd friends to help me figure it out tonight. So,
one of your many.
Yep. One of my many.
It's a little derogatory.
I love nerds.
Yeah. First
Obviously,
of all,
I surround myself
you?
in nerds.
So mean.
Continuously.
I just say three people out of the 5 are nerds on this podcast, sort of.
I'm a geek, right? Am I a geek?
Oh please! I hated it when people started trying to
You're
define
a
the
dork.
differences.
Isn't a geek somebody who's like into Star Wars and stuff, and like a nerd is someone who's like into science and stuff?
I don't put labels on things, all right?
Are you kidding? It's so.
So you're a hipster nerd.
Oh, no.
Somebody came up with that. Some random person, and then it got on the internet, and now all of a sudden it's a thing. Like, there's no way that there was a difference. There's no way. It'd be like,
There's
oh,
totally
an idiot
difference.
is this guy, and this dummy is a different. No, they're not different. Someone just has to make labels for everything, and then.
Well, sometimes
everything
sometimes people call someone a nerd if they know a lot about a certain subject. Like if you're like, oh yeah, like George Washington, like his favorite toothbrush was made out of horsehair.
History
It's like,
nerd.
nerd, right? But then like I think a nerd is someone who like knows a lot about real stuff, and a geek is someone who knows a lot about like superhero stuff.
I don't know. Maybe.
They're definitely different though. There's also a lot of overlap,
I just call everybody a nerd. That
whether
makes
they
sense.
are a nerd or not.
Yeah. Well, no, because
Well,
everyone
Luke's
is.
just trying to
But
be
it's-
mean to everybody.
Yeah, and if it's equal, then it cancels out. But it's like, anytime someone says something, it's either, "Are you a square?" or it's nerd.
Do people in your circle still say square?
Michael.
No, you're an L7 weenie.
Well, you work with old people, right? Didn't you say you were like the youngest guy at your job?
Did you accidentally say that? You said, do people in your circle still say you're a square?
Oh no, I didn't say that on purpose. That's funny. I'm more clever than I even know.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, Michael. And you're like, oh, yeah, no, I mean, seriously, like people that you hang out with. And I was like, Michael, you just said people in your circle call you square? Okay. That's
Oh, I get it,
shapes.
because they're shapes.
I didn't even get it.
Stop. This is the worst podcast ever.
All right, guys.
Michael's
talking to you.
Yeah. You guys are both off the podcast. John, you were asleep. Are you awake now?
Oh, well, I didn't know you were going to share that with everybody.
Yeah, I know. Don't want anyone to know that you sleep. That's
Yeah.
that's not allowed. Nerd. Only nerds sleep. Was it a nap, baby? Only
I
babies
didn't
take
mean to
nap.
fall asleep.
It's just kind of funny. I feel like that's happened the last couple podcasts. Someone's falling asleep, and it's like, whoa, oh! I forget.
That's
Someone
just
fell
like-
asleep.
I laid down because I was tired, but not with the intention of taking a nap. And then all of a sudden, my phone goes off, and it's it's 8:30, and then I get on my computer and it's 9:30. I'm like, what? What happened?
Wait a second. Oh, it is 9:30. Yeah, because okay.
It's that time warp, like right when you like wake up and like you finish waking up.
There's like, there's just a little in between that I lost an hour of my life. So
I was talking to my friend about that today because like I never napped my whole life. I always hated naps. When I was a baby, I hated naps. When I was a teenager, I hated naps. But now, like the past year, I started napping, but not because I wanted to. I wasn't like, dude, I want to go take a sweet nap. It's gonna be awesome. Like I'll just fall asleep places. Like I'm just so exhausted.
that's not good.
Really, he's like, oh, I was just driving, I was just walking, and the next thing I knew, I was waking up somewhere else.
I'll go take a dope nap.
Fortunately, it's just when I'm like watching a movie or like basically watching a movie, or if I'm just sitting on the couch doing work and I'll wake up like, oh,
That'd be really weird if you fell asleep in weird places. Like, yeah, I was eating, and then all of a sudden I was waking up somewhere else. And it's like, yeah, that's called blacking out. That's not sleeping. That's you turning into a Jekyll and Hyde. It's
you
funny
having
too.
a drinking problem.
Yeah,
that's when you know.
It's really, you got roofied. That was not water. You got drugged. I think that with a lot of stuff too. So I think that the best sleep that I get is that type of sleep when I just doze off. Like I know I'm falling asleep, but I just let it slowly happen, and then before I know it, I've like realized I was asleep.
Shh, don't fight it. Don't fight it. Just let it happen.
It's literally like an old person. And so it's like, oh, I wasn't asleep. Oh. It's jerk out of it. Like, oh, I was asleep. Oh. I saw the whole movie.
Those are the best sleeps though. But I think it's just because you're so exhausted that you just fall asleep and you really needed it. So your body's like, wow, rest.
Oh yeah, the ones that you really needed. Oh, those are good.
It is funny because I feel like that's how it works with a lot of things. Like if you eat healthy for days, like just vegetables or something, and then you eat a French fry, it's so much better.
It's amazing.
Okay. All right. Have you guys had the Grand Big Mac?
The Grand Big
The
Mac.
Grand Big Mac.
It's like
Alright.
the Big Mac.
There's a thing here.
The
It's called
Boss Big Mac.
A Grand Big Mac, and then there's a Big Mac Junior. Big Mac Junior is just a Big Mac, it's just one patty. It's dumb.
Pathetic.
Grand Big Mac, it's a Big Mac with the patties are the size of quarter-pounder patties.
Ooh.
So, and then that by itself is like 900 calories, right?
I thought you were gonna say $900. That by itself is $900.
So,
Combo. 2,200.
oh yeah. Yeah, add extra 400 calories for a medium fry. Anyways, I had fasted for a whole day in preparation to eat a Grand Big Mac. All right? So I was ready to kill somebody and eat their leg or something. And I'm driving home, and those fries are smelling so good. And then I take one fry out. I haven't eaten the whole day. I stuck it in my mouth, and the instant I stuck it in my mouth, Aerosmith's song "Angel," the beginning like guitar solo part started playing at the same exact time. And it was
man.
like heaven. It was like meow.
It's like the first bite. It's like crunch. Oh!
It was perfect.
I had the same. It's something about French fries, and the reason I said French fries is because I went to Busch Gardens and I had eaten
the poutine.
like vegetables most of the day or something. And I went to Busch Gardens and they have that giant lamb leg and
The turkey leg.
Yes.
Or no, is that Six Flags? I can't remember.
Busch is a turkey
Yeah,
basically-
they
leg.
got turkey legs now.
Yeah. Okay. So it was Busch Gardens, and so I got that, and I got French fries, and I got. Or I might have gotten ribs. I don't know. Maybe I just made this whole story up just to tell a story. That's why I can't keep the details straight.
I got some kind of. I ate some kind of animal. It was manly.
Yeah. Well, it was something red. It might have been a human.
That was the
never
blood. And then you blacked
But
out.
I ate the French fries, and they were like so salty and warm, and it was just the best thing. I think that's one of the best meals I've ever had because of what I was eating beforehand. And I was tired, and I was cold, and I was walking around. Perfect French fry. It was amazing. It's one of the best things I've ever eaten in my whole life.
Yeah, and when you're hungry, things just happen that just
The most the most like weird thing I've noticed from food after eating healthy for a long time. It's like last year I ate like 90% super healthy. I would eat like a cheat meal like maybe once a week, and I wouldn't do anything that bad. But I remember like going back to eating a potato chip after that, dude. It burned my mouth. Like there's so much salt on food these days, dude. Like even now I'll still eat food. I'm like, it's so salty.
I know. It's like once you become aware of it, it's a little easier to realize.
It's like those the white people in the memes were like, "Do you want some avocado, sir?" It's like, what? No, that's spicy. What were you saying?
Well, I was going to say that I feel like once you become aware of it too, you can taste like sugar and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
It's like once you start like looking at how much things have sugar in them, because like even like cereal as a child, it was just like, oh no, this is the good cereal though, and then as you're tasting it, you're kind of like, yeah, I think I understand why it's so good, because it's literally just styrofoam with as much sugar as you can put on it, and
Just like a spoon of sugar.
And same with coffee. Like when you get regular coffee and drink it, and it's just black, it's like, it's like drinking dirt. But it's, I mean, I still drink it, but when you drink like a frappuccino or something, it's literally a milkshake, and you can feel the grains of sugar on your tongue when you drink it.
Your teeth hurt when you drink it.
Yeah.
Your teeth are rotting as you're drinking it. Like
Each sip, a memory. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a few things written down here. I have changed the topics though. I was talking to John about this new movie that's coming out, and it's coming out tomorrow, actually, on Friday. I mean today, because today's
If
Friday.
you're lucky, you got to see it at midnight last night.
Today is Friday, right?
Or the night before last night,
Friday?
excuse me. Yeah.
So this movie, it's called Ready Player One, and John just out of nowhere today was like, "Hey, are you interested in seeing Ready Player One?" And then that started it all. And here we are. So
Let's go.
And now I'm no
John-
longer friends with Luke.
John has seen the trailer. Michael, you've seen the trailer.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
Did they come out with a new one? 'Cause I saw one a couple weeks ago.
I mean,
No, there's no new one.
there's more than one trailer though.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well then, yeah, I've seen enough trailers to know everything.
So Michael, John and
Yeah.
I kind of know where we both stand on this a little bit, but we'd like to discuss it here. But like, where do you stand? Because you're about to choose your friend.
Oh snap. Okay. Do I get to know the choices first?
We're literally not that divisive on it. We were just discussing it. So no.
Okay. I'm the tiebreaker. I'm the judge. Hit me.
No, you don't get to know.
Yeah.
You have to
Bro.
tell me That's what I was like. No, you don't get to know. You have to just answer.
I think it looks cool. I'm not super excited for it, but I'm definitely gonna see it. But I have a feeling. I know we wanted to take the conversation, but my initial thoughts, I didn't think about what you're about to bring up.
Okay. Yeah, so,
I think it looks awesome, and I'm excited to see it. Okay, wait.
Oh,
so
you
wait,
think it looks awesome?
I think it looks awesome.
all right, hold on now. Hold
There you
on.
go.
I can feel
You
the
heard it here
judgment.
first.
You
Hold on.
nerd.
Stop. Squares. Here's the thing. Okay, I don't
Circle
think
back
the movie
around.
looks bad. I think it's going to be a good movie.
Sure.
But I have opinions about movies in general, and this hits those opinions, and I'm frustrated in general with some of the things that this movie's doing.
So I saw you mention that you wanted to talk about this, so I know what you want to say. But also, like looking back on it, I can see every frame that I know you guys have a problem with, which is also every frame.
No, John doesn't have problems. John loves everything. Zero problems.
So let's get into
Zero.
it. Let's get into it.
None?
What is
None. Okay. So let me say what I do like. The music is awesome in the
I have a
trailers.
problem.
Like they have Rush, they have the Van Halen song, they have that Aha song, whatever that one is, Take on Me.
Take on Me.
That song. Like those are in the trailers, and those are like getting me hyped. And then the what's the other song that they opened with?
haven't
It's the
seen
one.
it.
It's the one
Those
in
Willy Wonka
Charlie and the
song.
Chocolate. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That was so cool, especially to go along with the theme. So these are like the things that I like. I also am excited because it's Spielberg, and even though he's been kind of boring lately, don't mind saying,
blanket statement.
he is. Like, he's done
That's
Bridge of
subjective.
Spies, Lincoln, War Horse, like all these old movies. Like, they're fine. They're just safe.
What?
Boring
You didn't
movies.
like Bridge of Spies?
It was
It was great.
normal.
It was fine.
It was very.
Great.
It was very safe, and it was exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Just a movie.
Hey, that's like your opinion, man.
Okay, so what do you think about Ready Player One?
The thing I hate about what I'm about to bring up is because everyone says exactly what John is gonna say.
We'll just say.
CGI.
Wait. Say
CGI.
what you're gonna say first, and then we'll. Don't rebut yourself before you say what you're gonna say. Just say it.
The CGI looks so bad.
So bad.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
That's way more exaggerated than what you're like today.
What did I say today?
You're like, it's all right.
I said the movie's all right, but the CGI is not good. It's not good. It looks it looks like an anime.
It looks good.
It looks like one of those CGI anime movies. And I hate that it's a movie about VR because everyone on Earth says, and you said this, they say, oh, well, look, it's a video game, so it's supposed to look bad. What? You can't just say that. That's so it can still look good. Like, oh well, this movie.
Good is subjective. It's a video game. What do you want?
It's like
He wants it to look like Final Fantasy
We made
cutscenes.
this movie, and in
kinda
the
does.
story, the movie has
Kinda looks like
bad
Advent Children.
cameras. So we basically bought $20 cameras because that's the.
Okay, I'm looking at the
doesn't-
shit. I'm looking at it right now, trying to see, just get a reference. While
It's
I'm
like
talking
the
to you.
movement, it just looks. I have a problem with CGI in general because it's overused. John, what are you saying?
It's a fucking. It takes place in VR land. Come on, dude.
Well, yeah, but even if it was all CGI, which I think a lot of the movie is, it looks bad. It doesn't look good.
That's
Like-
subjective.
Wait,
You're
so wait.
subjective, John.
So do you think? So Sean, Luke, do you mean that by bad, like it doesn't look totally realistic, or it looks like an amateur made this movie?
It looks like bad.
Because it definitely does not look real,
Like,
for sure.
It looks like a video game CGI cutscene. It doesn't look
Yes,
like
it
a
does.
Hollywood movie.
cause it's a video game.
I think. Okay, so when I look at movies, I don't judge them too hard. Not because I don't like movies. I really love movies, but like when I look at it, I'm like, okay, this is what they meant to do. So whatever I'm looking at that looks dumb to me, I'm like, they must have chosen it for a reason. Which I'm realizing more and more that's not the case. But like when I looked at the Ready Player One trailer, it looks the way it looks. I don't know. I didn't think like, oh, that looks so bad. I'm like, oh yeah, it looks like a CGI movie, because all movies that are all CGI look like that. Like that's a buttload of CGI, and it's like techno. It's like Tron World CGI. So there's like
I feel like
lots of crazy lights and robots and things that don't look real anyway.
you can take a look at the trailer. You can look at the different scenes. You can spot the things that look weird, things that look realistic. And I think they did that. I think everything they did on purpose.
Masterminds.
Well, yeah, because but it's also lazy too. You know,
I don't think it's lazy.
It's what it's like to me.
Look.
It's kind of it would be like if I recorded a song with a really bad setup and was like, well, it's supposed to sound like that. Well,
what
yeah,
if
but
it
I'm
is?
still not gonna be impressed by it.
What?
If I took a bad,
Well, that's so.
if I took a broken guitar and a bad microphone and recorded a song, and the song sounded like trash because you recorded it badly, and then you just said, oh, but it's supposed to sound that way because it's supposed to sound old.
you know, write a Vance Joy song.
What?
You'll make a Vance Joy song.
Why would you use a broken guitar to make an old sounding song? That doesn't make any sense.
No. I'm just saying, Luke.
Here's the other side of it that I don't like about this discussion is every example I give is not quite right, but I can't come up with the right example.
Yeah, because there's no real parallels.
Forget the broken guitar. Just go someone who goes, well, in their head, I didn't want to buy expensive equipment and record this correctly, so I'm going to cheap out and buy cheap equipment and tell everyone, well, it's supposed to sound bad because it's this whatever reason so and so whatever. So like with this movie,
Well,
I get that it's what?
Wait, just let him finish.
Well, I get that this is a movie, but it's like, and it's a video game, but it should still look like good CGI. It looks like bad CGI.
Have you seen bad CGI? When's the last time you've seen bad CGI?
Well, you can always find worse dirt, but it's still dirt.
It's a stylistic choice. Look, if you look at the trailer, different things look different. For example, the DeLorean looks like a real DeLorean.
No, it doesn't.
The Gundam looks like it's a real Gundam from the Gundam
if you
anime.
compare, okay, like think about now. These movies are not good movies, but if you compare like the CGI in like Transformers to the CGI in this, it's better in Transformers.
Why would I do that?
Why would you not do that?
Because
it's another movie.
Transformers, they're supposed to be robots on Earth.
Yeah, it's special effects. They're CGI, but at least
these
looks
are
good
video
because it's
game
not
characters.
Okay, so Luke, I think that you're right where you're saying if you're gonna make something, make it with good equipment and don't be like, oh yeah, it's supposed to sound that way. But here's the thing though, with art, sometimes it does. Sometimes it is supposed to sound that way. Like people add record like noise to songs recorded on a computer to make it sound that way. Like hipsters, they record like they use like a tree stump as a kick drum.
I get that. Like,
a turtle
I'm
shell as like a pop shield.
I'm gonna record this on a tape and then put that in there, so it's got like that retro-y tape feel, right? Like I get that. I'm gonna record this on old film, like they did that with this Steve Jobs movie, where they shut up, John. They did that on the Steve Jobs movie where they recorded the older parts with older cameras. I get that. That makes sense.
That's cool. I haven't seen that movie yet.
But it's actually good. I really like.
How can you get that and not this?
So that isn't easier. It's not easier to take an old camera and record a movie.
What makes you think this is easier? It's an art decision.
Hold on.
Does it have to be harder for it to be a good decision?
You make me lose my train of thought. I was going to say that... crap, I had a good example. Now it left.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to link to a time in the trailer, all right?
Okay.
Fine.
And it literally looks like a Transformer movie. When this monster truck...
comparing it...
You're sending it to the Discord?
Yeah, I'm sending it to Discord. When this monster truck bursts through the cars...
It bursts.
I'll look. I'll watch it.
It looks just like a Transformer movie.
now everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, let's compare this movie to Transformers."
Let's put this one in the show notes.
I'm just saying that, like, at least Transformers has good effects. Here we go.
Sorry about the sound.
Where do you want to start at?
Where I linked the time to the actual link.
That looks so
3 minutes and
CGI
37
though.
seconds.
Like
it looks just like a Transformer movie.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Physics look off. It looks bouncy. It's like overly blurry and fuzzy.
Wait.
Are you really gonna make me look up a Transformers trailer and then find similar looking things?
I'm just trying. No, this
the Transformers rolling.
Here's why. Here's why I don't like it. Because it's a CGI. It's a CGI explosion on a CGI world, and I know that's a video game, but it makes me not like it. So maybe it's an artistic decision, but I don't like it. It looks fake to me. It doesn't look like a real world.
It's a decision that you don't like. I'm sorry.
I'm looking at it right now.
If you pause this video, and look at every frame, like if you push the period and comma, if you look at the frames, they look good. But when you watch it, it doesn't look like a real car to me.
It's a video game.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, Luke. I wanted to be on your side, but
have you seen the game Trackmania?
Like, the movements are kind of more fluid than like they would be in real life on the ground, but they're not that crazy. They look a lot like video game physics.
This looks so bad.
How long did you look at it before you decided to look bad? Did you like see it and go like, "Oh, that's bad," or you're like, "Oh, I feel like
the video game. Why didn't they film? Watch this. Okay, so it's a video game, right? Why don't you film a video game in the real world and CGI the people in? Why?
I mean, they could have, but they didn't.
Because it's harder. It's more difficult to do, but it looks better. I said,
why don't you
film
it in the real
it?
world and CGI?
Yeah, because like look at this. So look at the shot at 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Okay, this is in the real world in the movie. Okay. It's where like those houses in Ohio or wherever he lives are blowing up, but it's a real person in like a real set, and then I don't think these are real explosions or anything. But
those CGI, the explosions do.
Yeah, but everything around him doesn't. I don't know. I just hate that everything. So Jurassic World, that movie, it was like CGI dinosaur in a CGI world with a CGI helicopter exploding into a CGI explosion
And it was
with a
supposed
CGI
to be
camera.
real.
And it looks horrible. Yes, but this still looks horrible. Even though it's supposed to be a video game. The
Horrible. It doesn't look bad at
Doesn't
all.
look horrible.
Okay, it doesn't look horrible, but it looks, compared to what it could look like, it does not
Look
look
at
as
what
good.
else I put in the Discord, right?
This is a giant bomb.
Yeah. It's a game called Trackmania 2. It looks just like the racing sequence from that other trailer.
I think I played this game.
The folks that aren't aware, Trackmania 2 is a racing simulation.
Let's put these
Not really
links
simulation, it's
in the show
arcade
notes so they
racing.
can follow along with us. But yeah, I mean,
I was gonna say an example, and I can't remember what it was though. And it was when I was talking about the Steve Jobs movie. But I can't think.
Wait,
what
so
it was.
are you saying that like you think they're just being lazy?
I think they're being a little bit lazy and then using the excuse of, oh, it's a video game, so it's supposed to look
I don't
like
think
that.
they're being lazy at all. I think they're doing exactly what they intended to do. And I think you're being mean by saying they're being lazy. You're just so mean.
You're being mean.
You're being lazy.
It's not that I don't like your opinion. It's not that your opinion is wrong. You're being mean.
Yep.
Fine, maybe, but I don't like the way it looks. It's kind of like here's an example. This is the example I was going to use. So I think that there's a certain level of cinematography that's difficult to achieve to get it to look good, right?
Mm-hmm.
To get good shots that line up well.
What
if I was lazy, right? Okay, and I didn't frame my shots very well, and so that my cinematography was technically not that good. And then I just used the excuse that like, well, no, I'm just trying to be artistic. Were you just being
I am
lazy
more
and now
than
you're trying to
certain
cover your
that
tracks?
happens.
Yeah, oh yeah, it does. 100%. I hate that people do that because they're snobs. Well,
And
I did that purposeful. Yeah,
but I don't
sure
think
you
they're being
did.
lazy.
Yeah, sometimes they are. Some
No,
people
I don't
are.
think they're being lazy in the case of Ready Player One. Also, what did you think of the shots that were in that were not CGI, that were real people?
They look good because they look
I'll be honest.
real.
So for
they
me, like-
suck me into the movie.
I think everything was purposely done the way it was.
I don't think they accidentally made it CGI, but look at the BFG. That was a movie that came out right before this. Same director, same people, and the CGI was so bad in that movie.
I think the CGI looks worse
That's
in
meant to be real people, though.
the places with real people and like CGI. Because when it's all CGI, sure it
Yeah.
looks kind of weird, but like it makes sense because you're surrounded by it. But when it's
I
like
disagree. I
real
think the
world and
best thing
crappy
you can do is-
CGI,
I think the best thing you can do is to have like a blend of CGI. You use
Yes.
CGI when you have to.
I agree. But like it doesn't always look super good. Like in this movie, the CGI, the all CGI scenes to me look better than the CGI in real scenes because they're still like kind of they have that weird like shininess.
This is so hard to explain though.
Because it's a video game.
Also, this trailer is in Spanish.
The here I'll say this then. When I have
Oh, at least halfway.
So let's say that by default, all CGI looks a little bad. Like it doesn't look quite right. Let's just pretend
Right.
like that's the case. It kind of is for
It is.
me.
It
But
is the
let's say
case.
that, okay? If I have a real scene, like a real set with a real explosion and a real camera and real actors with real cars flipping over, and then I CGI a troll. The troll looks not quite real, but overall your eyes take in this whole scene, and for the most part, it overlooks that little piece that doesn't quite look real because you see the rest.
Yeah.
When you do everything in CGI, to me, it all looks fake to me. And so it pulls me out. Now, that's not everybody, obviously, because most people don't care. I notice it.
Literally, what do you expect them to do for a video game, though?
Well, first, I think they could do the CGI better than they did it, because I don't think it's very good.
It doesn't look bad.
Second of all, I
It
wish
looks
that they
the way
would...
it looks on purpose.
It looks bad on purpose.
It doesn't
It
look
doesn't
bad.
look bad.
It looks
You're the only one
okay.
that thinks it look bad.
It looks like CGI. Like, okay, all CGI, like movies that are all CGI, like
I'm
I'll
trying to
admit,
think of a movie with good CGI.
they're kind of dumb, but like at the same time,
Warcraft.
that's the kind of movie it is. It's a blowy uppy blockbuster movie with explosions and like monsters flying around.
I can't think of a movie that has good CGI.
Warcraft.
None of them do. Star Wars is good CGI. Not
Warcraft
really.
had pretty good CGI.
Warcraft was pretty good. Star
But
Wars
like,
is
see,
good
Warcraft
CGI.
had like a lot of CGI, but Warcraft looked fine, from what I remember.
A lot
I
of
mean,
people
it
have
looks
issues
it
with
looks the same
Warcraft
to me
CGI.
as Ready Player One does.
Let me look at it again. I gotta look at it again.
It definitely looked really like.
I can't think
CGI.
of a movie that has
Like
good
you can
CGI because
tell
I
it's
don't
not
like
real,
CGI.
but
Yeah.
it doesn't
But
look
like-
bad.
Good CGI still looks like CGI. Like you've never seen a movie that doesn't look like CGI. Like the Avengers movies, you can tell what's CGI and what's not, but it still flows and looks nice with each other.
Yeah. Shoot, I should have come up with a better example. I can't think of a good movie that has. There are movies with good CGI. They do exist.
Iron Man has great CGI.
Yes. Had pretty good CGI.
Yeah,
Usually it's a
it's-
blend though. It's because it's a blend
Yeah.
of.
It is. Whenever a movie is all CGI, it definitely kind of looks weird.
Yeah.
go.
Compare Star Wars 7 to Rogue One.
Mhm.
Star Wars 7 looked so much more real than Rogue One because Rogue One had so much more CGI and it looked cartoon.
Right.
That's what I like. I enjoyed Star Wars 7 just because it was more practical effects. And it
Yeah,
goes a
definitely.
long way.
I love practical effects, but this
Dude,
is
it's
also
a video game. There's
yeah. I mean, I can't.
movies in a video game.
I
I don't know
can't.
how to explain
go
why
away
that's
from it.
annoying to me that that's the excuse. I can't
I mean, it's not
explain
an
it.
excuse.
I
It's
don't
just what's
understand
happening.
why that bothers you because it literally is half of the movie is a video game.
Well, what if it was like, oh, it's a Nintendo 64, so we did the CGI really horrible because it's it's like bad graphics.
If it was
video
Nintendo
games.
64 or
It's not a good
16-bit or
If that
whatever.
was the artistic direction for the video game scenes, sure. I don't think they're making it just bad on purpose. They're
What
just,
about this?
they're-
What about this?
They
What
have
if
a
they made it a-
stylistic design.
What if they made it a
They
video
have a
game?
set list of things that they need to meet, the criteria they need to meet for the video game scenes. The video game scenes.
What if they did like The Matrix, where it's like it's technically a video game, but everyone's still real actors? I would like the movie a lot more if they did that.
If everything was a video game except for the real actors, what? I'm
No,
sorry.
no, I mean like instead of saying let's CGI everything because it's a video game, use real actors and green screens and sets and be like, but this is the video game
Okay.
world.
Let's take the Matrix. What if everything that wasn't in the real world was all CGI?
Oh, I'd hate that. It would be so much worse to me. Because I wouldn't enjoy watching it.
See, there's a difference here. The Matrix, when they're in the Matrix, is supposed to be as close of a real simulation as the real world.
Hmm. And this one's not, though?
No.
No, it's a video game.
This is why I hate talking about this trailer. Because this is...
I
What
don't-
if the
I-
whole world is PlayStation graphics? What if the whole world is
Sorry
PlayStation
you feel
graphics?
that way, Luke.
It looks
But
bad.
it's a video game.
Because,
I mean,
okay,
it
how about
looks.
this?
It
When I
looks
say it looks
good.
bad,
It
it
looks
looks
like
bad.
It looks like
looks
a
bad
Final Fantasy
comparative to-
cutscene. It looks amazing.
Yes, it looks like a Final Fantasy cutscene, which is impressive,
the
but
best
it doesn't look
cutscenes
as
ever.
good as real people.
That's true.
Sure.
And I hate that.
I don't know what else to say.
I hate it. It's so
I'm sorry
annoying.
you feel that
and
way.
I know that this movie has the one excuse that but it's a video game, so it's fine. But every movie does this one. This one just happens to have an excuse
Well,
to get around it.
It's not an excuse. In this case, it's a reason. Every other movie, you should be mad at those. Those
I
movies suck.
am mad at every other movie because every movie does this. I'm just saying this is like the one movie that
Stop
can
being
make
mad
an
about this one.
just because this one has an excuse. It'd be like everyone's doing
Excuse.
something
It doesn't-
badly,
it has a
and then
reason.
one
On
has
purpose.
the excuse.
It's kind of like when
No.
you're like, "Hey, sorry,
No.
I was late. Like my car got crushed by a monkey, a giant monkey." That's a reason. It's not an excuse. I don't know. That's a bad example. But
No, it's
not-
like every single person. No, hold up. Oh, all the analogies are killing me.
You better make it a good example because I'm gonna say that's nothing like this.
I know. I love it when people are arguing, and then if I can't come up with a perfect analogy, that's always the response. It's exactly the
But in this
opposite of
case, it's
everything.
true.
I mean, yeah. You're.
Oh, okay. Here's
misapplying parallels.
exactly what it's like. Okay,
go.
So this whole like go green thing, eat healthy thing, right? Okay, so there's another thing that okay, so there's budget cuts, and then there's we're going green. No, you're cutting budget. You got there's one company I know that they were like, oh, we're not gonna do any more paper cups, and we're gonna get rid of more of the snacky foods, and we're not gonna do so much of that because we're trying to go green. Yeah, or you're trying to save money, and it's a convenient excuse that everyone's trying to go green right now.
Yeah.
You're just trying to cover your tracks. That's the thing about this movie is like everyone's doing it. This movie just happens to have an excuse that it's a video game, so we can do this thing that everyone else is
Hang
doing.
on. Well,
but
okay. The
it's
problem
fine.
with that is not everyone thinks it looks bad. Only you.
It looks bad comparatively, though.
It does look relatively
Comparatively.
bad to like an amazing CGI movie, but I can't think of a movie right now that has that much CGI that's better, like at least noticeably. You go watch Black Panther. Black Panther looked amazing, but when he's like, when he's like shockwave jumping off of a
was bad
car,
too,
Well, find me like a full CGI movie.
it was
sick of these
one of the most
CGI
high-end
movies.
CGI movies. It's not the best, but that's what we got. That's what the world is right now, Luke.
But that doesn't have the scenes that like of full CGI.
I mean, there are scenes that are full CGI, like when he like jumps off
So
of the car.
think about
and
this.
explodes.
Okay, so
I
you know
don't
the
want to see
scene.
it.
You know the scene in Black Panther when they're fighting and like the camera's like swooping around and really wide, and that scene where they're
Every
inside.
scene?
Remember that
I
scene?
don't know this scene.
Every scene when they're where inside when they're on the track.
Like the
thing?
black girl was like doing all the stuff with like the swords.
which
and
black
it
girl?
put a lot of.
Remember that black girl in Black Panther who's doing the thing with the fighting and the cameras are moving around.
First of all, you guys know which one I'm talking
I
about.
don't
The one with
know
the
which
stick.
one you're talking about.
The one with the stick, and it goes really wide, and it does that really funky music, and they're inside, and it's got Martin Freeman's downstairs, and they got like stairs.
like the casino place.
Yes, that
Okay,
scene.
you just said that, Luke.
You
remember that part in the action movie where they were fighting and there was cameras
so there's
spinning
that
around?
Scene, stop. So that scene, okay,
The black
that
people were
scene
there?
was really cool because it's all real and it
Yes,
looks
it
real.
was.
And it looks better.
It was
looks
freaking
better
awesome.
than. And I get excited when I watch movies like that. And when I watch
Why
movies
do you
like
want them to have the video game parts as real people?
because they look boring. They're boring to watch CGI things just drive around.
Boring to you. Boring is subjective. Good
Everything's
is
subjective.
I agree with you,
I
Luke.
just
like,
think
live action looks better, but if it's a video game, it looks better in CGI because it makes sense.
I hate everything. It's just- I think the other side too is I just like photography and videography, and I feel like when you do everything in CGI, you're not taking a photo. You're not videoing.
Oh, you're
it.
so
I agree.
lazy.
It's not as good. It's not
You're
as
lazy,
immersive.
John. You want things to be all at your desk on a computer. No acting. Everyone just,
I think you're underestimating the amount of effort that goes into creating a CG scene.
Why would everyone do it if it was harder?
Everyone's not doing it.
Yes, everyone is doing it.
Everyone's not making feature-length films in CG.
Everyone's putting a ton of CGI in their movies instead of practical
not
effects.
nearly the same amount as Ready Player One, unless it's a full CG movie.
Ready Player One is like a Toy Story movie.
No, it's not. Half of it's real people. Half of it's CG.
I bet most
Granted,
of it's not
I haven't
gonna be
seen
real.
it yet. I've only read the
really.
book.
Okay. Well, that's part of the reason you're probably more excited about this because you know the story.
Yeah, you see. Okay, so also, I think Ready Player One's gonna be either you love it or you hate it. Either you
I
read the
think
book
I'll like-
or you grew
I
up in the
think that-
'80s. You love it.
Ready Player One, if I'm going to predict it, is probably going to be what most movies tend to be with me, where I watch it and I go, that was really almost really good, but they messed this up and it really wrecked it for me.
Yeah,
It's like
and
having a
there's-
perfect meal and then someone puts some little weird little spice thing and it ruins it. That's
Yeah.
what most movies are for me.
Then there's gonna be people like me that read the book and are like, "Oh yeah, I really like the book. I'm really excited for this. This looks great." We go see it and we're like, "Yeah, it was great."
And then people like me are like, it's trash,
No.
John. They're
Every time I read
lazy."
the book, when you read the book,
I didn't
it
even
goes
know
to
you
the
read
movie.
the book.
It's always awful.
Yeah, that's true. Watch me love it and John hate it.
They
that'd be
changed
interesting.
this. They changed this, and like this
What the
person
tease?
wasn't CGI, and it was just awful.
You know what this movie reminds me of? It's like the Alice in Wonderland movies, where every single thing is CGI, and like compare Alice in Wonderland to Lord of the
Oh,
Rings. Do you notice a difference with that? One
Yeah,
just
Lord of the
doesn't
Rings was
feel
1,000 times
immersive.
better.
Yeah, it was
Oh, hang on,
because
these
it
are
wasn't.
real people interacting with CGI. You
Yeah, I know, but everything around them is CGI. Every single thing.
That's why I didn't like The Hobbit as much.
I also really thought I really liked Alice in Wonderland. The new one?
Why
I really
square?
liked it.
Square. You're a
Nerd.
square. You're a nerd. Or like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Remember that movie?
yeah.
Everything's CGI.
I like
think.
that one too.
I think that was everything. I think everything was CGI in that. All these
Yeah.
Tim Burton
Maybe.
movies. He's
Pretty
so. I
CGI.
hate that. I hate that style. It's like music videos. I hate music videos that are all green screen.
I
It
like
looks
those.
so bad. John,
Fight me, man.
Well, I think sometimes
like
it
green
adds
screen music videos.
a kind of like
Weirdo.
enchanted feeling to it, like the Hobbit movies. They looked really like it looked like a fairy tale land in the Hobbit movies. Everything was so green and like vibrant and stuff.
Nice.
Which I preferred the Lord of the Rings trilogy to that. Like I didn't like The Hobbit that much,
Right, because it wasn't. It's not immersive to me.
but they were going for a look, and also the CGI and The Hobbit was pretty bad. but they're going for a look. It's art. It's like in the 80s. Like 80s, they had all these synthesizer sounds and stuff, and it's really cheesy and weird. And now people are redoing 80s style music, and now it's awesome because now like we have the technology to do it correctly.
Okay, look at this. Look at the difference here. Look at
In
this
10
picture.
years, you're gonna see some amazing all CGI movies. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, so
Why
that
are
is
you
a
fixated
CG.
on the BFG?
This is
BFG.
because it was his last film. It's Spielberg. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And then look at this. Okay, one's a CGI guy in a real world, and the other one's a CGI guy in a CGI world.
Where are your links taking me to? Because they're not pictures. They're just taking me to the homepage of Rotten
Really?
Tomatoes.
I hate
Yeah.
Rotten
A
Tomatoes.
picture popped
never
up.
mind.
It took a
Popped
second.
up. Took a while.
He's like a giant standing in the middle of the road, like pointing like at a magic suction cup at a window.
Mm-hmm. In a
Looks-
real world.
Yeah, it looks real. It looks
And now-
really good.
Yep, because it's a CGI person in a real world. Like it's most of the stuff in that picture is real. Now look at that second one.
Hold on.
What am-
This also
What's wrong?
BFG.
Yeah, same thing, same film. But
what's
now
wrong? What's your
And now
problem?
it's a
CGI behind
CGI
him.
person with a CGI background, and it looks like a painting. It doesn't look like a movie.
Right.
I don't like that. I think it's bad. I know there's a lot
I
of
think
big
that's
directors that don't like this
subjective.
either.
But like they don't
I mean,
have.
yes,
I
a
don't think
is-
that looks
it is-
bad. I honestly do not think that looks bad.
It is subjective, yes.
It doesn't
I
look-
just think that one is easier and if you really have an eye for photography, you tend to not like it.
One's
I
better
don't
than the
know.
other for sure. But like it's art. They wanted it to look a certain way, so they did it that way.
Putting a chair on a box is art, technically. People are like,
Yes.
it's art because it's the thing. Yeah, I think there's a kind of a spectrum that people seem to see
What?
with this sort of stuff, where it's like one takes more work than the other, and it should be appreciated more, even if it is art.
Do you think that second screenshot is not like took no effort?
I think it's lazier than actually going and flying a helicopter onto a real background. Yeah.
Dude, you know how much time it takes to render a CGI image, dude? They had
That's
to
a
build
pretty-
a mountain.
Your computer sits there and renders it. You're not waiting for it. You're not working.
That was a design decision. Like it wasn't like
Yeah, it's the
you don't
easy
know.
decision. It's the easy decision.
you don't know that.
Yes, I do. It is
No, you
so
don't.
much
You weren't
easier
there. You're
to
not
hire.
part of the
It's
stupid
so much
team.
easier to hire like a CGI person and have
So,
them
Luke-
CGI a background than it is to go fly a helicopter onto a real set.
When you play guitar, do you play with really rusty strings and
Dude.
use a nickel to pick instead of a guitar pick?
What?
When you play
Do I
guitar,
use-
do you use really rusty strings and pick with a nickel?
No.
Because you want it to sound crisp and good. Some people play with a
Yes.
nickel to make it sound like kind of more dirty and like da-da-da-da-da. Some people play with rusty strings to make it sound a certain way.
That's
Like it's just what you do. Just because
it's like
what you're doing isn't
watch this.
harder.
Okay, here's
doesn't
what
mean
it's like.
not good.
If I had a play, and then one play was like, we're gonna build a set, and
Mm-hmm.
another play was like, okay, we're gonna not have a set at all. Okay, you can do both, and they're both fine. I just am more impressed by one or the other. It's like I'm more impressed when you build a set than when you go, well, we're not gonna have one.
It's better, but that doesn't mean the other way is bad.
It's more impressive. How about that? It's more impressive to me. And
Totally.
it's more immersive to me.
There's
I think it
different
looks.
things happening here. You're underestimating the amount of effort it will take to make a real person sitting on the shoulder of a CGI person walking in front of a real shot and making that look good versus being able to do this in CGI and making it look good.
If it was more difficult to make it in CGI, people would not be doing everything in CGI the way they're doing it.
It's cheaper.
It's less risky. You know?
I'm not
risky,
saying
obviously.
it's more difficult to do this. I'm saying you're
Why are you saying I'm underestimating it then?
You just
You're
assume,
underestimating the
saying
you just
difficulty is
assume
to
that
make it
it's
look good
easy.
using a real
I think it's
helicopter
I
shot.
think it's easier.
It would look shitty with a real helicopter shot, to be quite honest.
What if the place that they chose doesn't exist where they can get to? I see what you're saying. Like, it makes sense. Obviously, like, real world effects and putting more work into something looks better. But in the case of Ready Player One, they were going for a look, and I think the best way to go for that look is like CGI. There's not going to be real world stuff in
I
the
think
video game
attempting
simulation.
practical effects for
Remember,
for video game situations.
What was that
is
movie?
dumb.
Spy Kids 3D.
Yeah, it looks
I know. It's you know it's cheesy, it's old, but like it made sense that everything was computer animated because they were in a video game. Like I didn't look at it and go like, oh, that looks terrible. I was like, oh yeah, they're in a video game. That's why it looks weird. That's how life works, man. You look at it and you
know, but it
you know the
looks
context
so-
and your mind adjusts to it.
Here's why I say it looks bad, because it doesn't look real to me, for one. Okay, it looks more fake. That's the first part of it. The second part of it is it looks like bad movies. It looks like the CGI I see in bad movies.
It's a bad movie.
Yeah, John.
Like, that's the kind of movies people make. They make
honestly, I feel like this is a solid 70.
Pacific Rim and
I do think it's
Transformers
gonna be
and
a good
stuff.
movie.
The whole point is just to have giant robots fighting each other, and like this movie, it's giant robots and giant cars and giant robot
Yeah, but
dudes.
even Pacific Rim looked better than this.
Yeah, it did. Looked really great.
I
But
don't know.
It
about that.
wasn't in a video game. But
Pacific
like
Rim looked lazy.
the
The
monsters,
new one, I mean, not the
the monsters
No, I'm
like
talking about the
definitely
original
looked.
one.
The monsters,
But the
in
original one,
Pacific
even the
Rim-
original one, had some blending of real stuff in it.
The
too.
original
Yeah, but the
one I
monster's
thought
still
looked good.
CGI. Like I did not see that monster and was like, wow, that looks really real. I'm like, oh yeah, it's like a video game character, because that's the kind of movie this is.
That was the
All right,
intention.
but look at. All right, here we go. Here's a good example. Let's see if I can send this gift to you guys.
Also, I feel like there should have been more toys from that movie. I barely saw any toys. Definitely
Oh,
Lego
man.
sets.
Are there any toys for that?
No, I didn't see any. I
There'd
googled
be
it,
some
and I only found
cool
toys for the new
toys.
movie.
Okay, so look at this. So this is like a CGI, two CGI monsters fighting with a real camera
you
and
find
real
these things so
actors
fast?
in a real city. I just
Okay.
Google them.
What am I looking at here? Oh,
It's a Pacific Rim robot fighting a lizard robot. Not
Now,
robot. Lizard,
if this
lizard
was
guy.
lazy, look at. Here's the thing. If doing film, if I CGI this, then I don't have to do any composition. I don't have to have actors. I don't have to have a set. I don't have to have a green screen. I don't have to match the camera movements. But this, to me, looks so much more real to me. And I know, but but it's a video game. But imagine if it looked like this. This still looks like a video game. It just looks more immersive. And I
It does.
I know I'm making this sound like there's a way you have to do this. You can do whatever you want. I just am saying I don't like it
I
when
think
they do
you're just
movies
being
like this.
nitpicky, to be quite honest.
Yeah, because I don't like it. I really don't like
That's
it. It
subjective,
really,
man.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it's your
sorry.
opinion, man.
what part of you makes you think that I don't think this is subjective? I'm telling you what I
But like, why are you
The
so
part because
like,
you're
hard
being
on it?
so yeah, you're being so forceful about it. Like you're trying to get me to change my opinion. It's not like
Yeah, like what you're saying is right. You haven't said anything that's wrong. Like, of course, it looks better if you mix in practical effects and like have real actors along with
Have you
it.
seen the trailer for the new Rampage movie? What did you think of that?
That looks really CGI too.
Yep.
Everything,
bad,
dude.
though?
Every single movie looks so CGI these days.
What they do.
I know, and I just hate it. I hate that movies are going
I
in
mean,
that direction.
when you make movies about giant monsters fighting in tiny cities, it's got to be CGI. Like with like Godzilla, they didn't have like they
Transformers
built
doesn't
like
look
tiny
bad.
little sets.
It doesn't
to have
look bad
a
in
guy.
Transformers. Transformers looks good.
Is everything
No, Transformers
CGI
looks like
Transformers?
garbage.
No, it doesn't.
looks
The
awesome.
Transformers
The-
look shitty.
It
No,
just was
the
sucky.
effects in Transformers are really good.
No, they look like garbage.
No, they're really good.
Transformers
Transformers are
looks incredibly
flipping
lazy to
real
me.
cars, and there's real explosions. The only thing that's CGI is the Transformers themselves. Even
All
the camera
right,
movements.
careful.
What?
Loving Michael Bay a little too much there.
Michael Bay
my explosions.
does. Michael Bay does everything bad except for action scenes, special effects, and sound effects. and
Well, it's a
camera
good thing
movements.
that's all Transformers is.
Yeah, I
It's
know, and you have to
action
know. You have to
scenes.
know what to
There's
pick from
no
directors that
substance
they
to
do
any
well.
Transformer movie.
You have to watch bad directors and figure out what they do well if they do something well. You can't just be like, well,
Why do I have to do
well,
that? I don't have to do shit.
Well, okay, you don't have to, but if you want to be smart, then you do.
Transformers
saying.
sucks though.
Yeah, they do. They suck. They're bad movies, but you got to be like, okay,
But they look shitty too.
you're taking what I'm saying and like taking it a step in a different direction. I'm thinking like from a
Hang on.
filmmaking perspective.
I get what you're saying, but I'm literally saying the Transformers look shitty.
Compared to Ready Player One.
Looking at the trailer for the
Why
new
would I
one right
compare it
now,
to Ready Player One?
it looks
Well,
pretty
you said-
similar.
You said it
but
looks shitty. Like
there is a lot
compared to
more
what?
real. Okay, so in Transformers, they are fighting like with robots like in a physical location, like it's real world mixed with CGI. The robots look just as CGI as Ready Player One's does.
Yeah, but so like my interpretation of what Transformers should look like does not fit Michael Bay's interpretation at all. My interpretation of what Ready Player One should look like fits what the director's interpretation.
Oh, why is Optimus Prime stabbing Bumblebee?
All right, hold up. I'm trying
Dang
to
it.
Have you
I
seen
have
the
to
new
see
one?
it. I haven't seen any of them.
Dude, they're
You guys seen any
horrible.
of them?
They're horrible movies.
The new one's the best one. You'll love.
I stopped watching after the. I think I saw the
look at
third
this.
one.
So look, I just sent another GIF. Okay, see the
Optimus
CGI.
Prime
in this?
kills Bumblebee.
So like this, did you see this?
I can't read any more comments.
Okay,
No.
so see this GIF? Like those cars are real. That road is
Optimus
real. The
Prime gets
explosions are
possessed.
real. The camera movement's real, and it just looks. Even though it's CGI, it still looks believable to me.
Yes, because
Because
it's in the
most
real
of-
world. This movie is set in the world.
I know
Then what's your problem?
because it looks. Okay.
Okay, you're literally just saying
You
back
have
and
no
forth.
excuse if it looks. If
It looks better this way because
Yes.
of this thing. It totally looks better, but they're in a video game, so it's
I
it's
agree.
everything
It's
is
okay
that it
computer
looks
generated.
worse. It's
We're just
okay
saying the
that
same
it
thing
looks
over and over
worse.
again. We're not gonna get out of
Yeah.
this loop.
Yeah, look. I want to say this. Like the Transformers, they did like what they're doing. It's their interpretation of what Transformers would look like in real life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in Ready Player One, you see that Gundam looks just like the Gundam from the cartoon show. The colors, everything. It's so vibrant. It looks awesome.
We are.
I would be happy
Looking at
if
this
Michael
from
Bay
different
the Transformers
They're
looking
also
like
like Luke. These video games like they're taking actual video game characters and putting them in this movie and stuff. So like they look cartoony. So it'd be easier for them to like make it look like cohesive if everything looked kind of cartoony.
Well, that's the great thing is that all they have to do is make it look as close as possible to the source material. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if it's mixed match.
Like when you
because
put like
that's
Transformers in
way
the real
story
world,
is.
you want to make them look a little bit more realistic and like more like industrial
Yeah.
machinery because it makes sense with the backdrop.
It's
they're in.
weird. I do get this stuff. I do get it. I don't like it, and I think that it
I'm sorry.
could look a lot better, and I would enjoy the movie a lot more. I can keep giving you examples. I'm not going to. I just think that when you compare even movies like Jurassic World to Jurassic Park 1, Jurassic Park 1 looks better, and it's 20 years old. And in general, this
set
is
in the
something
real world.
really annoying. So if we take Ready Player One out of this, in general, this is something that really frustrates me with movies because I don't think that they look good, and they're doing everything in CGI, and it looks really bad, and it doesn't feel immersive to me. It doesn't feel like I'm at a movie. It feels like I'm watching like a video game cutscene. It's not exciting to me.
Outside of Ready Player One, you're totally right.
Fine.
I agree.
We can
I
stop with
can
that.
get behind that.
All right. Good. All right. Oh man.
Jurassic World. Oh my god, what a terrible movie.
Yeah, wasn't the C? It just, oh, we won't talk about that
Wasn't
part of
CGI terrible?
it. It really was.
No, I
though.
agree though. Like practical dinosaur effects would have been way better. Jurassic Park was what 93. It looks so much better.
Yeah,
I know.
Even Jurassic Park 3
Even
looked
the
great.
CGI in Jurassic Park looks better. Like the T-Rex like stepping out of the cage.
Yeah. yeah.
It looks so good, and it's like, why does this look better? I hate the world. I just hate it. Now I'm gonna look up Jurassic Park. Oh, I'll show you this. Actually, I have a really good example of
I do wish that they made the Autobots look like they did in the cartoon.
Yeah, that'd been cool. They could have adapted them a little bit
think that
closer.
would've been
Every robot in Transformers looks the same to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're all gray, tons of gray.
There's a lot of gray. That's what bothered me about
Like
it.
I remember watching the fights. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on right now.
Okay, so there's the CGI raptor. Now, I'm not showing you this to make a point. I'm showing you to like just see it because it is so incredible how much better they look when they're practical.
Yep. Okay, so this is a shot from Lost World. We gotta stop showing images on a podcast,
That image,
guys.
yeah.
And
Sorry,
like, it
guys.
looks fine, but
So that's that's
CGI
Jurassic
Raptor
World.
from the Lost World.
Jurassic World
Jurassic
CGI.
World.
Now compare that to this.
yeah,
Yeah, we got the Raptor
it's
from
so much better.
It looks
Jurassic
so
Park 3. It
real.
looks amazing. Yeah.
It looks so much more real, and I hate. I'll tweet out these pictures for those that you want to see them.
Check out our Twitter.
WAITSB podcast. You can look at these images on there. But see the difference? One just looks like a real dinosaur. The other just looks like a cartoon.
Yep.
That's what I
Yes.
see, and it just bothers me because it's hard for me to enjoy it when I look at when I know what it could look like. Oh, I don't know. Okay, all right. Let's move on from this from this topic.
Yeah.
The other topic I wanted to talk about was Shane, but the only other note I have written down is, I'm not like a huge germaphobe. Like I grew up with a big family. I had to get over it. It was like I either share this water bottle with the rest of my family, or I die of not like when we're at the zoo, and we have one water bottle. It's like, all right, well, suck it up. You gotta drink it, or else you'll die of without lack of water.
You all came from the same pool of germs.
There's one thing that I cannot stand that some people do, and that is the way that they sneeze. Because there's a correct way to sneeze.
The way that they sneeze. Wait, okay.
There's a correct way to sneeze.
I'm with you there. I think.
John,
What's that?
thoughts?
I missed it though. Like you're sharing the water bottle. What's your problem with that?
I'm
The
talking
germs?
about how in general I'm not like a huge germaphobe, but there's one thing that I do hate,
Is
and
your
that is the
family's?
way people sneeze.
Oh, dude. Okay,
Because there's a correct
Okay.
way. All
So-
right, go ahead.
there's a correct way.
There totally is. There's a couple correct ways, but there is the worst way,
Yes.
which is when they point their head like up diagonal and just launch their sneeze into the world.
Oh God, asshole.
like
there's
a
that.
dragon, like breathing into
There's
the
that.
sky.
Yeah, really. Like it's like a fountain. The other one that I hate is where they try to stop it and they just use their hand because it's like, dude, you're just exploding it
And then they wipe their
in
hand on
every
their shirt.
direction. Like it doesn't. You don't stop it with your hand, especially. Oh yeah, it is. It's like a fragment grenade. Just awful.
Yeah, it's
Someone was
nasty.
doing that the other day.
You gotta
And it
sneeze
was
into your
crazy.
elbow or like into your sleeve if you can.
Yeah, you turn away from everyone. You look down and you sneeze into like your elbow.
I'm gonna do you guys one better. Generally, when I sneeze, if I'm around other people, I dip my nose into my shirt. Like I lift my collar up over my nose and I sneeze down into my shirt.
Get boogers
I've
all over your
seen that.
chest.
But
I don't care. It's my body, my choice, man.
I don't know. I see people do that. I don't really like. I'd rather.
Also, I don't know if I'm weird, but like when I sneeze, I'm not sneezing snot. It's just spit and
Yeah, I usually
my
spit,
nose.
but like
I
whenever it
always
is
spit.
snot, it's nasty.
Like I only ever sneeze snot when I'm sick, right?
Yeah, but I just spit. It's just everywhere, and so I always try to point away, and I point down, and I get low, and then I like dab into my arm and sneeze. But like
then you got,
the other thing that drives me, like I don't know how people do it. They like are gonna blow their shoes off because they hold their sneeze in. I'm like,
I
let it
used to
out,
do
man.
that.
Let it out. How are you? Your eyes are gonna pop out.
Well, I used to do that in high school because once I sneezed, I was ruined for the rest of the day because my nose would be runny. So I would bite my tongue to hold my sneeze in, and by the end of the day, my tongue would be like super sore.
Oh
I've been doing
man.
it all day.
Oh man. It's weird that that sneezing is like good for you. It's like something's in your nose and your body's
Sure.
like, get this out. I guess
I'm just trying to avoid the just annoyance of having to be all day.
I'm getting wrecked.
Dude, that's always me in the summertime. I'm like the cartoon character that's always congested. It's awful.
That's true. That's just, you're nasty.
I'm disgusting.
Well, it's a good
But
thing
yeah.
you know how to sneeze.
Yep, my mom taught me.
That's right.
She's always yelling at me whenever I sneeze. Even if I sneeze the right way, she's got so used to yelling at me. Like, Michael, cover your mouth. I did. Oh, well, good.
All right, I was just checking. Make
Oh,
sure I
when it-
taught you right.
Also, whenever I sneeze, like I always double up. I sneeze once, and then I'm gonna have like 2 or 3 after.
Oh,
that call out.
100%. I never
And then-
sneeze 3 times. I never sneeze once. Twice. Every time. Every time.
When I was a kid, my dad always thought I was faking it. He's like, "Knock that off." It's like, "Fuck you, Dad." Damn.
My dad always sneezes like his preparation to sneeze is like so much more intense than any actual sneeze. He goes like, "Watch." The sneeze
Have you
itself
guys
is.
ever heard me sneeze?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm a high pitched sneezer. Like I roll up into like a cute anime girl kind of sneeze.
Oh
Like,
my god. No, I'm like, so. It's funny. I was thinking. I posted this on Facebook. I was like, isn't it
Doing
funny?
like a karate chop. Sorry.
It's funny because it's like you're sitting in an office with all these people. Everyone's just quietly typing. Then just out of nowhere, just someone just goes, ah! Nobody acknowledges it. Just someone just yells.
Everyone knows what's going on. It's like go about their business.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because people are sneezing. But you think about it, outside of sneezing, someone just randomly yells. Ah! No one acknowledges it. No one looks over. No one cares. Just
It's like
Everybody's just like, go home, Steve.
it's like when you're
And
sleeping over at
everybody's
your
sick.
friend's house and you hear like screaming and like stuff outside and you're like, well, I don't know what that is. I'm just gonna sit here.
I know, it's like that could be someone getting murdered or not. Maybe. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna sit
I
here.
heard this story of like this band who went on tour. They said like every time they like would be sharing a bus with another band, they would always do this. Like one of them in the middle of the night would just like stick their head like out of their bunk in the middle of the bus and just go, "Ah!" Just like scream like as like terrifying as they can. And like nobody would ever like ask what's going on. Everyone would always just like scrunch back in their bunks, and no one was saying anything the next day. That's how it is with sneezes. Like, oh man, like they're probably really sick. Oh well.
I mean, like, you never want to risk it. It's like, you know, you see someone getting beat up. It's like, yeah, or they're trying to trick me, and they're both gonna rob me together. It's all a trap. Yeah, it's hard not to do that because
There's a murderer in there. He just killed John. Like, I better cover myself up in my blanket so he doesn't know that I'm here.
Oh, you're just gonna let me die?
I mean, you already died. It sounds like.
I might be still bleeding out or something.
When the guy leaves, I'll come check
man.
on you.
all right, guys.
He sneezes and a little squirt of blood goes out.
Oh. All right, well, I'm going to end on that note now. So, guys, all right, I'm going
On
to wrap
death.
up this podcast. We're going to keep this one a little shorter because we started later. Plugs.
Sorry.
John, anything?
Everybody go see Ready Player One this weekend.
All right. Yeah, you're like, the CGI
And
looks
tweet
great.
to Luke how much you love how the CG looks.
Tweet us at WAITSB podcast.
Wait,
Woo!
I got it right.
no, that's not. TS.
And when you
Oh,
sneeze,
maybe it did.
stick your head into your shirt
It's Waitspa.
like a turtle.
Yes. Don't sneeze. Don't do any of the things we said not to do on this podcast.
Don't project your sneeze into the world.
Michael.
On April 21st, I'm playing at Sunrise Festival at the Virginia Beach Oceanfront Saturday, and we're basically opening up for Lecrae. He's playing like 2 hours later, but still, it's gonna be fun. There's lots of other bands that I know who are coming out to play. It's like all weekend. I don't know how much it costs, but if you go to sunrisemusicfestival.com or something, you'll find out details on it. So yeah, do it.
Fair enough. Okay. You can follow me on Twitter at Luke Roxwold. You can tweet at the podcast. Woo! At WAITSB podcast. And let us know what you think of Ready Player One, because we'd
And
like to
Instagram.
know. Do you agree with me or do you agree with John?
Everyone else.
Me,
Do you agree with Luke or do you agree with the world?
Luke versus the world.
Luke Roswell versus the world.
Yep. Yep. For the band. For the
Wait,
band.
That's a movie with tons of CGI.
For the band.
How do you feel about Scott Pilgrim?
Stop. Let's not even go there.
Wait.
Because it looks pretty. Because it looks pretty good.
Okay, I was about to say, you better not hate on Scott
Because
Pilgrim.
most of it's not. It's like they use CGI to enhance things, but a lot of it's real. A lot of it's not like a CGI generated background.
But the CGI looks
just-
really bad
Stop.
because it's a video game.
No. I don't want to talk about this.
You have a point, Mike.
Yeah.
Luke's a
No,
hypocrite.
it's not. It's different. It's different.
It's just
It
as
looks
different, as Ready Player
No, it's
One
not.
is.
It's
Because
not.
Scott Pilgrim
It's not
is in
just
Canada,
as
which is a
different.
video
Stop,
game.
Stop. The podcast is ending. Okay? Check out my YouTube channel, Luke Roxwold and Luke Roxwold Vlogs. I have nothing more to say.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
that.
This is a good discussion. Even if I was the only one who had the opinion that was right, you can tweet at us and let us know if that's your opinion too. If it's my opinion, that's the right one. Thanks, guys.
Outro music.